Well, we've got 440 kilometres of defences around the Essex coast, including all the estuaries, and over 1,000 kilometres for Norfolk, Suffolk and Essex. A lot of that is low-lying rural agricultural land. We've got climate change and sea level rise going on, so clearly there's going to be issues of where we can defend going into the future, and our role is to protect the most people and property for as long as possible, and that's going to be more challenging in some of these more rural locations.
The wall is being eroded on the seaward side, and the concrete blocks are slipping in the river. Potton really needs $750,000 spent on the wall. And who's going to do that? The MOD aren't, Quinetiq aren't, Philpot's can't afford it. So we're doing a small demonstration to try and do the worst areas. I've invited everybody here today, at my cost I hasten to add, no subsidies, my cost, because we have to do something. Someone's got to take a stance and explain what needs doing.
This event is really important in raising awareness amongst many partners that are involved in flood defence, not just the farmers, but the Environment Agency and the County Council, the District Council. And I think it shows that there is a way forward in dealing with some of the very, very difficult issues around flood defence these days.
The helicopter is moving rock, not rubble, clean rock, otherwise the Environmental Agency and everybody gets upset. This is clean rock. We're moving it in skips that will take 1 tonne at a time, and again it's 1 minute to the seawall, very quick.
This is a particularly important event, I think, for Rochford District. Here on Potton Island, I think there have been some question marks over how you could actually achieve seawall repair, particularly in bad weather when it would probably occur. I'm reassured that this sort of thing would actually work in quite bad weather, and the cost of this is actually not as much as you'd think it was, because seawalls can cost an awful lot of money to repair. So as an idea, as a concept, it certainly has legs, shall we say, and I'm very pleased I've been able to come here and see it today.
The other demonstration we're doing is we're flying bags, dumpy bags, special flying bags, which are 1.4 tonnes strength per strap, and building one on top of the other to show that you can put these bags 3 or 4 high on top of each other. So if there's a serious breach, you can still use dumpy bags. These bags cost £7 each. So I'm telling the farmers for £1,000 you can have 142 bags. It's only £200 a year because the bags they will keep for 5 years. That is a very cheap insurance to have these bags in your shed ready to go. With Farmers Initiative, they can make a frame up to fill 2 bags at a time. 1 Manitou or fork truck bucket full, tip it in, will do 2 bags at once. So you could fill 2 bags in about 3 minutes. And it's very effective. He is dropping it where it's needed. Very precise, saving time, saving cost on material.
We can pinpoint the exact position that you need the load, be it concrete, be it fencing material, be it rock or aggregate. It's very accurate.
So in my opinion, this is the answer for the next 53 flood, and let's get prepared now, not tomorrow. Let's get on with the job.
Whether or not you believe in global warming, there are certainly more events happening, and Potton Island is a subject for that. In '53, it completely flooded here, 1,000 acres. I think that, you know, if the more that you can get people to invest in schemes like this, or the potential of schemes like this, the less damage there will be to either person or property.
In '53, Potton, you couldn't get to Potton with a tractor. So they had to row 300 people here with spades and sandbags to repair the walls. Today, where are you going to get 300 agricultural workers from? And they're probably the only people who are going to do any good, who've got the muscle to fill sandbags and last to put that stuff up on the wall. In '53, they worked for over 24 hours non-stop filling sandbags. Full credit to them. But don't forget, we lost a lot of animals and a lot of lives.
I think it's a really good example of a local landowner starting to think about what might happen if we had another 1953 type flood scenario. The tidal surges that we get in the North Sea, we know they're predictable. We've had them since 1953, obviously not to the same extent. But what Peter Philpot's been doing here today is starting to think about self-help and how he might respond if there was another flood.
It's very important for farmers to take notice, because down here Peter has managed to get involved with the Environment Agency and Natural England, and together they've cooperated to show what can be done when we have a certain amount of agreement between everybody.
It's really important to us at the Environment Agency that we work in partnership with landowner groups, their representatives such as the NFU and the CLA, not just here in Essex but in Norfolk and Suffolk too, and around the rest of the country. And we're really keen for people to come forward with their ideas about what they'd like to do and how they might like to get involved. And I think by working together, we can really get the most out of the sea defences, make them last longer, and also, there's that real sense of working together on something, to reduce the flood risk to the people who are behind these sea defences.
So this is all about making sure that Government and Environment Agency do what they should in terms of protecting rural Essex from flooding, but farmers have a role in looking after their own property and looking after their own farms and talking to each other about what different options there are for keeping their farms free from flooding.